Hey everybody, Benjamin Prather here from MTech again. Perhaps you've seen our previous video in this series on getting started with Minecraft. That video was on downloading and installing Minecraft for Division-owned devices as well as at home. But in this video, we're going to talk about how to access those amazing lessons that you want to do with students. And let's get digging into where to find those. All right, so the first thing we need to know is that the educational lessons for Minecraft Education Edition are hosted on education.minecraft.net. It is where all their lessons live. You can find Pocketbook World Edition maps, which are for the game more so. But any lessons that you're needing for the Education Edition really are all on this one website. So when you're on education.minecraft.net, where to find the lessons is under Class Resources. We'll click on Find a Lesson there. I do want to bring your attention to Worlds and Challenges. So worlds tend to be, actually let's click on it. Worlds tend to be larger, more exploratory maps. So for example, we have the world of Fantastic Mr. Fox. There isn't actually any lesson content in here. There's no standards to follow. It's more of an open world to explore. You could create your own different learning outcomes and things to do in that world. However, it doesn't come as a lesson per se. Or over here is Fluffletopolis, and this is a world that was created based on, it's a challenge that Minecraft does where students write a story and then Minecraft builders create the setting from that story. But it's just an open world, again, not necessarily attached to any standards. Next, we have challenges. Challenges are they're usually 21st century challenges where students are using collaboration or critical thinking or problem solving. They tend to be shorter, different challenges such as building a tree house, or here we go, build a creative solution to make a traditional classroom more 21st century, build a Mars rover. So they attend, again, not are directly attached to curriculum standards, but are more kind of creativity challenges. So the bulk of worlds that you're going to be using, the bulk of worlds are going to be lessons. So if we click on Find Lessons, they have all of the different subjects, and including different little guides to help you out. You can also search all lessons for a specific topic by clicking there. Okay. However, a couple lessons that I want to draw your attention to, we're going to jump into math. If you're looking for particularly curricularly aligned lessons with our Alberta Program of Studies, unfortunately there isn't a list that directly correlates with the Alberta Program of Studies. However, for math specifically, they have the Common Core Standards from the United States that we can kind of look at and see how it correlates with our Program of Studies. So you want to make sure how it fits in with our particular outcomes in the program of studies, but you can often find quite a bit of overlap. So for example, here in the grade 3 one, they have multiplication of 5 by 7. And so they actually have a lesson to go with that called repeated addition parkour. And if you teach grade 3, you know that repeated addition is one of those introduction to multiplication strategies. Even though we only go up to 5 times 5 in our grade 3 Alberta Program of Studies, 5 times 7 is not that far out of our own program of studies. So this would be a great possible multiplication activity, repeated addition activity, both to use with grade 3s for our own Alberta program of studies. So I do encourage checking out those curricular guides, and again, making sure that it correlates with our program of studies. All right, so basically they have a ton of different lessons here. I'm going to draw your attention to one in particular here. Let's say I was teaching area and volume. Well, at any time I click to view the lesson, and it comes with a little description. There's usually some supporting files. I chose this one because it actually doesn't have any supporting files. It has a little description of the activities that students can do. But you have right here under external references, the area and volume Minecraft world. This is the actual world for students to import and use. This is the lesson in itself, I would say. So if you click on that, it will actually download that world for you to your downloads bar. There we go. And so it's just asking me where to download it. I'm going to save it into my downloads. I have two other examples here. So here's one, not all lessons kind of look the same. Users are able to upload their lessons. So here's one on coordinate systems. In this case, there are extra supporting files. They have that included in something called download assets. That's where you'll find those kind of, if the teacher has a document to go along with it, like such as a lesson write-up. And this one, I think it might even have a document with these questions in it, but this is not the actual lesson file itself. You have to look for the worlds, they'll call it. So right here, coordinate tutorial world. So in this case, the lesson file is actually under external references. They have a worksheet to go along with it, supporting files, but the actual lesson itself is that tutorial world. And how do I know? It's actually a .mc world file. So you'll see when I'm trying to save it here, it's an MC world file. Those are the actual Minecraft lessons or worlds, okay? Next, we have even another one that has a little bit of a different setup. So this is a lesson on decimal or fraction garden. In this case, instead of under external files, it's under, or instead of under, what was the other one called? External references. This one, the world file, is under supporting files. So there's the decimal garden world file right there. So again, those keywords that you're looking for to find that lesson file is you're looking for the world file, and then you're checking that it's a .mc world file. So that's the type of file that Minecraft uses. So once I found my lesson, downloaded the world, I do recommend going into the world, checking it out, seeing what students are required to do to make sure it's a good fit for your idea and for your lesson. But let's say we've already done that, and let's skip ahead. I've checked out the lesson. I know that it's great for my students. How do I share it with my students now? All right, so as you can tell, the next video in our series is going to be on how to share those lessons with students. But that's a wrap up for a video on how to find and access the lessons. Just make sure again that you are doing a complete walkthrough and looking at the activities that students will be doing so that you can explain to them how to complete all of the objectives in the lesson. But yeah, once you've figured out your lesson and you know what's in it and you're ready to share it with students, that's the next video in our series. So check it out. Thanks for joining us.